Good morning, all of you. Let us start today's class. In the previous class, we have discussed regarding the introduction of our second unit, that is phase controlled converters fed DC drives. And we have started the initial topic, that is single phase half wave rectifier fed to, so just wait, fed to DC drive. Just for recollect the topic which is discussed in our previous class. Okay, just within 2 minutes I will close the recollection, then we will go for today's class. Types of drives. Just the layout of a controlled rectifier fed DC drive. What is the layout of a normal controlled converter fed DC drive? Next thing is our present topic, that is the previously completed topic, single phase controlled rectifier layout, and it is fed to separately excited DC motor. And the next onwards, we have to discuss self-excited DC motor drive also. Initially, we are discussing separately excited DC motor drive. See the circuit. It is very simple. From a single phase rectifier, a motor is going to be connected and it is separately excited motor. That's why the field winding is excited separately. And this for this field winding, initially we are providing AC supply. So in order to convert this AC to DC, we are using a diode rectifier. Listen, here we are using two rectifiers. One is diode rectifier and the second one is control rectifier. Diode rectifier means it is completely constructed by using diodes. Whereas control rectifier means here the control devices are going to be used. And in our subject, we are using thyristors. Whereas in the practical perspective view, we are using IGBT or MOSFET, etc. Just see the circuit. A small derivation which is discussed in the earlier class. So I am moving more. So our last topic, half wave controlled rectifier fed to DC motor drive is completed. Now we are moving for full wave rectifier fed DC motor drive. Just 1 minute. Right. It is full wave controlled rectifier fed to DC motor drive. Now see the circuit carefully and tell me the current flowing paths for this rectifier. Anyone? If you are not able to do this, I will explain. What is the path for this? I have to explain or anyone respond? Correct. For any topic in this rectifiers and especially rectifiers fed to DC motor drives, initially you have to explain the circuit operation and construction point of view. It is a full wave rectifier. For this full wave rectifiers, 4 thyristors are connected in bridge pattern. Full wave rectifier means during positive off cycle and during negative off cycle, the rectification is going to be done and we are going to get some output voltage. It is a rectifier, that means the output voltage is obviously DC. So here the 4 thyristors, and these thyristors are named as T1, T2, T3 and T4. Just see the construction. These 4 thyristors are connected in bridge pattern, and for this bridge a supply is given and that is indicated by VS, source voltage. The Vs formula is Vm sin omega. That is the sinusoidal supply, AC source. So Vm is maximum voltage of this input voltage. And next, from this rectifier, the output is nothing but V naught. But here it is represented by VA. V naught is nothing but VA. Why? Because from the output of the rectifier, we are going to connect a DC motor. Here RA and LA is nothing but armature resistance and armature inductance. Why we are connecting DC motor here means from this full wave rectifier, you have to drive a DC motor. That is our concept. That's why we are connecting DC motor across the output terminals of the rectifier. So it is the armature voltage. Voltage across this motor is nothing but armature voltage. That's why here you are representing with VA. Always remember our output voltage of the rectifier V naught is always equal to armature voltage VA. And next, it is separately excited motor. That's why you are drawing a field winding separately here. And the corresponding current is field current IF and corresponding voltage is VF. And here you have to provide some supply also. That is nothing but field current, field supply. So this is the circuit construction. And next, you have to explain the circuit operation also. Please mute yourself. 246. Next one, you have to explain the circuit operation. What is that operation means? During positive off cycle of the supply voltage, here I am separating polarities. During positive off cycle of the supply voltage, what happens? The corresponding thyristors operation. That means which thyristors are going to be operated and which thyristors are in not operating condition in both positive and negative off cycle. During positive off cycle means the time period is, can anyone please respond? What is the time period of positive off cycle? What is the time period of positive off cycle? I am saying during positive off cycle.
0 to pi, ma'am.
0 to pi. So you have to write here like this. During positive off cycle, that is our time period is lies in between 0 less than t, tr omega t. Here we are using a rectifier. So you have to provide tr omega t. Always in rectifier, the time period is in radians. So 0 less than omega t less than pi. It is the time period. So during positive off cycle of the supply voltage, that is omega t is lies in between 0 to pi. Can anyone guess what is the current flowing path? Supply voltage. Please respond. Thyristor T1, load, there is nothing but motor, back to T2 and back to supply. Is it right or not? See the current flowing path carefully. If you have any doubt regarding the current flowing path, please ask me or put a message. I will clarify your doubt. Is it okay? Great. So just wait, we will move on. So similarly, we have to explain the current flowing path for the negative off cycle also. So please respond. During negative off cycle, how many thyristors are in conduction mode?
2, madam.
2 thyristors. These 2 thyristors are
T3 and T4, madam.
T3 and T4. And current flowing path is supply voltage
T3
T3
through motor,
through motor, that is load, and
T4.
T4. That means just see this path, supply voltage T3, our motor, and back to this AC source. So you have to write the matter like this. During positive half cycle of the supply voltage, thyristors T1 and T2 are in conduction mode, and the current flowing path is, in now itself we have to write the path. Supply voltage T1, motor T2, and back to supply, like that. And you are getting some output voltage that is indicated by V0. At this instant, output current is represented by IA or I0. Both are same. And during negative off cycle, that means during negative off cycle, your time period is pi to 2 pi. So you have to indicate the time period as omega t lies in between pi to 2 pi. And the current flowing path thyristors T3 and T4 are in working conditions, and thyristors T1 and T2 are in off condition. And the current flowing path is supply voltage T3, motor, and T4 back to supply. And due to these working thyristors of T3 and T4, you are going to get some output voltage that is going to be represented in the waveform. You have to write the matter like this. So next we will go for the waveforms. And first of all, tell me, is there any small mistake in the circuit diagram? Can anyone find the mistake? There's a small problem. A small mistake is there. See the screen carefully.
Freewheeling diode use చేయలేదు మేడం.
Please say loudly.
Freewheeling diode use చేయలేదు మేడం.
Okay, we can connect or disconnect according to our requirement. That is not necessary exactly. Okay. Okay, no problem. Freewheeling diode is not connected. Next. Is there any other thing? All of you, please see the circuit carefully and tell me, is there any small mistake or not?
నెగటివ్ లో స్మాల్ లీకేజ్ కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది మేడం.
Correct. Listen, actually we are using 4R thyristors or diodes.
మేడం ఫుల్లీ కంట్రోల్ అన్నాడు మేడం, కానీ మనం హాఫ్ ఏ కంట్రోల్ డివైజెస్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం.
This topic is fully controlled converter, not a off control converter. So all the devices you are using are thyristors. So the representation T1, T2, but they are missing to draw the gate terminal. That is the mistake. Nothing is there. Okay. Okay. And next, I am asking a question for you. Actually, in off-wave rectifier, and that means in the previous topic, we have connected a freewheeling diode. But in this circuit, that is full wave controlled rectifier, we have not connected a freewheeling diode across the load. Can you just guess the reason? What is the reason behind this? Why the freewheeling diode is not connected here? First of all, just guess, what is the basic advantage of a freewheeling diode?
Neglecting the inductance, madam.
In order to neglect the inductance effect, that means in order to get the continuous output current, is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. That means whenever we are using a freewheeling diode, in that condition, there is a possibility of getting continuous current, but that is the off-wave rectifier concept, and it is a full wave rectifier. Just recollect the simple things which are discussed in our power electronics. If we are discussing regarding full wave rectifier, there is only continuous mode or discontinuous mode also is going to be existed.
Discontinued mode madam only.
Exactly. In full wave rectifier, you have to explain two modes. One is continuous mode and second one is
Understand.
discontinuous mode. If we connect a freewheeling diode across the load means there is no possibility of explaining discontinuous mode. Is it right?
Yes ma'am.
Because of this purpose only, here the freewheeling diode is not connected. And remember one thing, whenever you're whenever you're writing this question in your exam papers, if you have drawn the freewheeling diode, then no need to explain about discontinuous mode. If you ask me like that, explain the full wave rectifier fed to DC motor drives with the help of a freewheeling diode. Means directly he is saying that here no need of explaining discontinuous mode of operation. He is directly saying that you have to explain only continuous mode. Okay? Is it okay or not? Can I repeat or move on?
Move
on,
on
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, right. Just wait. And for the circuit, you have to explain the waveforms during continuous mode and discontinuous mode of operations. First of all, see the waveforms clearly. And I will say what is the waveforms. Just read, then I will explain what is what. Just wait, I will remove the annotations for you. Okay, right? First one is our supply voltage. That's why we are drawing a sinusoidal voltage here. And that is represented by Vs. Here Vm is the maximum voltage. And IZ1, IZ2 are drawn with one waveform and IZ3 and IZ4 are drawn with another waveform. Actually, what is IZ1, IZ2, IZ3 and IZ4? Gate currents of corresponding thyristors 1, 2, 3, 4. In the circuit operation itself, we know that thyristors T1 and T2 are working together and thyristors 3 and 4 are working together. That's why you are providing the gate pulses individually for 1 and 2 at a time and 3 and 4 at a time. Next one is back EMF voltage and corresponding to VA. VA is nothing but output voltage. Just see the waveform. I will explain, no problem. So it is the output voltage expression. And the last one is IA. IA is nothing but I naught. That is output current expression. And the last one is just some parameters are written here. T1 and T2 is on. Already we know that during positive half cycle, thyristors T1 and T2 are in working condition. That is the non-state. Okay, no problem for us. And during negative half cycle, thyristors T3 and T4 are in working condition. So see only two waveforms carefully. That is, one is supply voltage and back EMF. I am repeating supply voltage. Sorry. Supply voltage and back EMF. And the second waveform is output voltage with respect to back voltage, back EMF. So see these two waveforms carefully. Have you understood why the waveforms are going to be existed like this? My voice is clearly audible to you or not?
Yes, it is audible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So see the waveforms carefully.
Inductance effect వల్ల madam.
Okay, right. Either these waveforms are continuous mode or in discontinuous mode of operation.
Discontinuous mode of operation, madam.
Discontinued.
Okay, discontinuous. Just say the answer why you are getting this portion, which is not discussed in our oral tonics. Is it right? Is it right or not? This thing is not discussed in our oral tonics, that is in the last semester. Now itself think this time period.
Separate గా ఎగ్జైటేషన్ ఇస్తున్నాం కదా మేడం.
Okay.
Back EMF, ma'am.
So what happens when the excitation is given to separately?
back EMF produce అవుతుంది కదా
If
మ్యామ్
it is
motor లో.
self-excited also, you will get the waveforms like this. Listen,
Okay.
if a person is asking to you write the same question, that is explain full wave rectifier of a DC motor, self-excited motor, then also you have to write the same waveform. Sorry, then also you have to draw the same waveforms. Only circuit is going to be different, right?
Okay ma'am.
Okay, so I will go to explain to you. Okay, wait. Listen, already in your basics of machines, you know that in DC motor, back EMF is going to be present. And at any instant, the back EMF does not goes to zero. Some minimum value is going to be existed, right? And in this circuit, that is for this motor, we are assuming the magnitude of back EMF is like this, up to this, okay? So you're constantly maintaining the back EMF. And if the back EMF is a constant value or variable value, either it is DC or AC, tell me that. The back EMF is AC or DC? It is a constant value or a variable value? It is the DC motor. Always the parameters are DC, and back EMF value, you are taking it as a minimum value. So the minimum value is always constant and it is represented by a straight line. So with respect to our first waveform, just here you are drawing two parameters. One is supply voltage Vs and back EMF with a constant line. So in order to draw the output voltage also, I am drawing the constant back EMF line just like this. And for our initial case, I am taking our firing angle alpha is less than 90. Initially, remember one thing, you have to check or draw the waveforms with respect to firing angle values. Just 0, 90 or 180 if possible, you can vary with a variation of 30. 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 and finally 0. And in some circuits, it is not possible to you to take the values, a large number of values. So for our convenience, we are taking alpha as less than 90 and more than 90. So in the first case, we are taking alpha less than 90. So check the value of alpha. It is the value of alpha, is it right? Tell me that. I am representing the firing angle value with a cross mark. Is it visible to you or not?
Visible, madam.
Yes. So from this firing angle alpha, you are going to get some output voltage. That means from this instant, you have to start draw the output voltage. So I am drawing the output voltage, and initially we are assuming that it is a lossless system. That means we have to draw the output voltage which is similar to our supply voltage up to the instant of pi, right? But at this point, our output voltage does not end and it will go to some another extent. What is the basic reason behind this? Here they are using, in our load case of a rectifier, a motor is going to be connected, and for this motor an inductance is also going to be existed. So it behaves like a RL load. Is it right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
So because of the inductance value, some more the output voltage is going to be existed. And the same thing is going to be repeated here. Just think it once. I am drawing the output voltage, how it is going to be existed. It is right or not?
Right, madam.
And just think it once. Is it necessary to join these 2 points? Alpha and back EMF line. Is it necessary for us? Already we are indicating. No need to again redraw the EB line in the output voltage waveform. Just the waveform carefully. I am not drawing this portion. Okay. I am representing this plot line. Please check it once. Don't draw this portion. Already we have drawn this with a straight line. Okay. So by observing this, can you say these waveforms are belongs to continuous mode or discontinuous mode?
Discontinuous movement.
Obviously, the waveforms are in discontinuous mode. Please wait. So discontinuous conduction waveforms. It is necessary to explain the current waveform again. Current is also continuous or discontinuous?
Discontinuous, ma'am.
Discontinuous. So tell me one thing. These waveforms are comes under discontinuous mode of operation. Is there any possibility is there for the circuit to get continuous waveforms? My question is clearly understandable to you or not? First of all, tell me that.
Mm,
Can I ask again?
No, madam. అర్థమైంది మేడం క్వశ్చన్. మేడం ఫ్రీ వీల్ డయోడ్ పెడితే అవుతుంది మేడం.
If you have connected the freewheeling diode, then you will get the continuous waveforms. Okay, that is the one way. Very good. Is there any other way? All of you, please think it once. How many ways are there to get the continuous waveforms?
ఫైరింగ్ యాంగిల్ చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు మేడం.
Changing means increasing or decreasing? Please say your opinion, no problem. Why? Because you are learning the subject. Whenever you are saying the answer or question, whenever you are asking, then only you can learn the subject. Your answer is exactly right. By varying the firing angle, you will get the waveforms as continuous from discontinuous. But what is changing of firing angle? Either you have to increase or decrease the firing angle.
ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయాలా మేడం?
Just don't guess. Just think it once, then you will know the answer clearly.
మేడం డిక్రీజ్ చేయాలి మేడం.
Yes. So the waveforms, exactly, Chandu. You have to decrease your firing angle. Here, listen. It is your firing angle. Is it right?
Yes, madam.
Approximately, I am saying that your firing angle is this is 90 and it is 60, nearly 30. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Nearly 30. Now, what I am saying is I am decreasing the firing angle further, just up to beta. It is our firing angle. Now, what happens to your waveforms? Is it clear to you or not? That means our firing angle is going to be decreased to 20 degrees or 10 degrees from 30. That is nothing but equal to the extinction angle. So I am decreasing further. Then you will get the waveform from this instant only. Now you will get continuous waveforms or discontinuous waveforms?
Continuous waveform, madam.
Continuous waveform. So first case is we are using a freewheeling diode. In the second case, you are decreasing the firing angle. Is there any third chance? That is the third way to get the continuous waveform. Please think it once.
Inductive
Wait,
effect
one
is
response.
మేడం
Or you want to say anything?
అర్థం కాలేదు మేడం క్వశ్చన్ సరే క్వశ్చన్ అర్థం కాలేదు
Okay,
మేడం.
by using number of ways, you can change the discontinuous waveforms into continuous waveforms. Is it right? Here your friends are saying two ways. Just one
Madam,
thing
by
is
increasing inductance effect increase చేస్తే
exactly. Very good. So your last chance is by increasing the value of inductance. So think it once. If the inductance value is increased, what happens to the waveforms? What happened to your waveforms?
నెగటివ్ స్పైక్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది మేడం.
Extinction is angle is going to be increased. Is it right or not?
Yes,
బీటా
ma'am.
And remember, extinction angle value is always depends upon the inductance value. If the inductance value is low, means extinction angle value is less. If the induction value angle is going to be increased, extinction angle value is also going to be increased. So in the next way means I am increasing the extinction angle. That means you will get the waveform like this. Think it once.
మేడం ఫ్రీ
Then
వీలింగ్
it will become continuous or discontinuous.
Discontinuous.
Continuous or discontinuous. This waveform part is also going to be presented for you. Just I am not writing.
Continuous mode, ma'am.
So by using these ways, you will get the continuous waveforms. Because of our understanding purpose, I am discussing these three things. And it is not necessary for you to write in these exams. How you are going to change continuous to discontinuous or discontinuous to continuous. For the sake
Ma'am?
of our convenience only, I am saying. Next,
మ్యామ్
the
ఫ్రీ
first
వీలింగ్
thing is
డైరీ
completed. That means we have discussed the discontinuous waveforms, and next thing we have to analyze, that is we have to draw the continuous waveforms also. For continuous waveforms, our firing angle alpha is more than 90 or less than 90. So we'll go for that. So discontinuous conduction waveforms. So these waveforms, these are continuous or discontinuous?
Continuous
Check
mode,
the
ma'am.
waveforms carefully. Continuous. That means your firing angle alpha is less than 90 in this case or more than 90.
Less than 90.
That means less than
Less
90
than 90,
means
ma'am.
you are getting the output voltage is continuous. So what happens here? Just listen the words. In the previous case waveforms, that is in this, alpha is less than 90. Do you accept with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. In this case, what is your firing angle? Less than 90 or more than 90?
Less than 90, ma'am.
More than 90?
Less than, ma'am.
Less than 90. That means in the both cases, our firing angle value is less than 90. But at some instant, you are getting discontinuous mode of operation and corresponding waveforms. And in this case, you are getting continuous waveform. So what happens to this? Can you guess? That means our firing angle is obviously equal to extinction angle. Is it right or not? Check this point. It is the extinction angle and it is the firing angle. Is it right?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
Whenever the extinction angle value is equal to firing angle value, then you will get the continuous mode of operation. Remember always, whenever your extinction angle value is equal to firing angle value, you are going to get continuous mode of operation. So check the point carefully.
మేడం ఫైరింగ్ యాంగిల్ అనేది ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ యాంగిల్ కన్నా తక్కువ ఉంటే
Discontinuous waveforms.
ఓకే ఓకే మేడం.
Just observe the waveforms of supply voltage, gate currents of thyristors 1, 2, 3, 4. Please avoid the disturbance. 81, mute yourself. And observe the output current and thyristor currents. And the last one is output current, so supply current. Observe the waveforms, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will move on.
మేడం ఇప్పుడు గేట్ కరెంట్ అనేది గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 90 ఉండే పరిస్థితి మేడం.
Just wait, Jenny. Chepandama. If the gate current is
గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 90 మేడం.
if the gate current value is more than 90 means you are providing the gate triggering pulse at for the corresponding thyristors more than 90. So after 90 only, you are getting some output voltage.
అవును మేడం అప్పుడు
The
కంటిన్యూస్
gate
మోడ్ డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ మోడ్
current
మేడం
instant only, you are going to get the output voltage. Just observe. Just I will check these two instants. These two are same or not?
సేమ్ మ్యామ్
Same thing. Gate triggering instant is nothing but firing angle instant. Whenever the gate triggering is given, then only the thyristor starts working. Then only you are going to get some output out. Please avoid the disturbance.
39 మేడం నేను కాదు మేడం
Oh, whatever it is, who is that? Okay. Is there any other doubts in your waveforms?
ఫ్రీ వీలింగ్ డయోడ్ యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల కంటిన్యూస్ మోడ్ ఎలా
Next
వస్తుంది
up,
మేడం?
we'll go over the other waveforms.
మేడం I1 T1 ఎలా గీయాలి చెప్పండి మేడం సరే IT1 IT2 డైరెక్ట్ కరెంట్ 1
Actually, okay, no problem. First, the waveforms. What is IT1 and IT2? Can you guess what is that? IT1 and IT2. I indicates
థైరిస్టర్
current.
కరెంట్ 1 మేడం
281, please mute yourself.
థైరిస్టర్ 1
Great. IT1 and IT2 means currents through thyristors T1 and T2. Right? So tell me at which instance current is flowing through the thyristor? When it is in on state or when it is in off state? Across the device, that means through the device, some current is flowing. That means the corresponding thyristor is in on state or in off state. Please respond.
మేడం క్వశ్చన్ అయ్యారా మేడం ఒకసారి?
Some people is asking the doubt. Please explain the waveforms of IT1 and IT2. I'm saying this IT1 and IT2 are current flowing through the thyristors T1 and T2. At some instant, current is flowing means during that instant, our thyristor is in on state or off state.
ఆన్ స్టేట్ మేడం.
Listen, whenever corresponding device is in off state, then only you will get some output voltage. Sorry, voltage across the device. If you want to draw the voltage across the device means during that period, your device is going to be in off state. And if you want to draw the current, that means, please avoid the disturbance. If you want to draw the current means through the device only, the current is going to flow. That means during that period, the thyristor is in on state. That means you have to draw a pulse during the on state period of corresponding thyristor. Already we know that thyristors T1 and T2 are in off state during positive off cycle. So you have to draw the period in the positive off cycle. And you must be a doubt should be arranged that why we are drawing a pulse instead of a straight line. It is a DC. And by combining IT1, IT2, IT3, IT4 only, you will get a constant line.
మేడం
And
వాయిస్
here
బ్రేక్ అయింది మేడం
we are drawing the waveforms during the periods. That's why we are getting the pulses. Okay. And we will continue
Voice
this
break out,
topic
ma'am.
in the next period.